Okay, you can pause the video and check out this example. It might be really similar to one you're working on right now, or it could be a little different, but with these problems in ALEX, they're all going to kind of end up with the same type of strategy. For this video, we're going to use a graphing calculator to help us find the last couple of answers, but you'll see in the ALEX instructions, the first part is similar. The second part, they're going to do things by hand. With a little bit of calculator support. But for this one, I'm going to show how to find the solution with Desmos. Okay. So P of t represents the total population size, and t represents the time in years. So we're supposed to say during the first 11 years. So that means we need answers between t equals 0 and t equals 11. Okay, during the first 11 years. When will the population size be 4,700? So that means I'm going to plug 4,700 in for P of t, because that's what the variable of P of t is. It represents the total population, 4,098. And when we solve this equation for t, that's going to tell us how much time it takes until we've reached that population. So just as a heads up, though, we cannot combine these two first, right? We can't do 4098 subtracted by 1188 because the order of operations says we have to multiply 1188 first. So since we don't know what t is, we can't do that multiplication, so we got to use an algebra trick. So subtract 4098 from both sides. So we got 602 on the left. Actually, let me back up, okay? You can do that too. I just realized I'm doing this with a graphing calculator in this video. That's what you'd want to do if you're doing the exact method, keeping fractions, trying to boil it down, using what we studied in trig to try to find the two possible answers. For this video, I was going to make it easy by using Desmos. So let's actually set the equation equal to 0, because when we're trying to find solutions in a graphing calculator, what you'll want to do is set whatever function, whatever equation you have equal to 0. Negative 602, I forgot from the last one. Oops, this is subtract 1188 cosine 2 pi over 11t. So if you go into Desmos, and if you punch in the side that's equal to 0, negative 602 subtracted by 1188 cosine 2 pi divided by 11, and instead of t, we need to put x in for Desmos. Okay. So the graphing calculator can tell you all the different solutions. Look, there's an infinite amount. Remember what we said at the beginning of the problem. We wanted just the solutions for t equals 0 and t equals 11. Okay, so here's where t equals 11. So here's our two solutions here, round to the hundredth, it seems. 3.68 for t, and then 7.32. Those are the two places where the population is going to equal 4,700. So back in ALEX, we're going to hit OR. We need to type 3.68. I don't think it matters the order. It doesn't have to be least to greatest. But and then 7.32. That's it. Okay. Let me do one more because these are kind of quick with a graphing calculator. So let's do the same type of thing. Let's note where our solution can be. This problem says during the first 9 minutes, and if we note that t is minutes, that means we want solutions between t equals 0 and t equals 9. So when will the plane be 110 miles from the airport? That means we plug in 110 miles in for the distance. And since this video is using a graphing calculator, we're going to subtract 110 from both sides. So we get 0 equals 36 plus 73 sine 2 pi over 9t. And so that's what we can punch into Desmos. Just instead of t, we put x, right? That's a sine, not 5. 2 pi divided by 9, and then we multiply that by our domain, by x. So looking in the interval between t equals 0 and t equals 9, look, this one sneaks in. We've got two solutions. We've got 5.24 when rounded to the nearest hundredth, and we got 8.26. So those are the two times when the conditions are satisfied, when the distance of the plane is 110 miles from the airport. It's at 5.24 minutes, and it's at 8.26 minutes. Okay, I hope that helps. So that's how we can do it with the graphing calculator. Graphing calculator is a little bit quicker than trying to, draw the two areas using trigonometry that you probably studied before. But